Hey guys, what's shaking bacon? February just started, meaning we have a new token shop, P1 for February. We actually knew the heroes going into this: Kamikaze, Countdown, and Inquisitor, but I'm going to cover them in great detail, go over their charts, their lineups, their skill order, and tell you whether or not you should get these heroes. I'm not going to talk about how to get tokens. If you're curious, view any of the other token shop videos. I have like tons of them, and in every one in the beginning I tell you how to. I'm going to stop doing that. We've had the exclusive senior commander token shop for quite some time now, so hopefully everyone knows how to get tokens. So anyway, let's talk about Kamikaze. He's a defense vehicle hero, meaning he generally goes in the front line, but we're actually going to talk about how you can flex Kamikaze for some cool lineups. So here's his chart. He's a fantastic tank, as you can see, one of the best tanks in the game. His support is actually a 2 out of 5, so it looks really low, but it's actually not. And the reason for that is he actually tanks 30% of the damage on his 8th ability when it activates. He tanks 30% of what his teammates' damage would be. Now, maybe this skill's a little bit better. Maybe it should have been a 2.5, but in any case, it's not a 1. I know it kind of looks like that. His CC is non-existent. He has 0 CC. He has okay damage. It's actually, again, a 2. He does do some like a type of counterattack. It's a little bit different. It's on any attack, or sorry, on any damage, meaning it could be on burning or curse or basic attack or skill damage. So it's actually pretty cool. And then he's a really adaptable hero. Adaptability is one of the more important things, especially in today's meta, where you can just sort of, you just kind of want the heroes. It doesn't really matter what lineups they have to go in. You want to get them, and then you have to figure out your lineup later. So people always ask, what is CC? CC means crowd control. It is silence, suppress, disarm, and confusion. They're just types of statuses in the game that affect how the opponent moves. So let's talk about some of the lineups that Kamikaze is great with. He is actually just really, really adaptable, like I said, so he goes with a ton of heroes. This isn't all of them. This is just some of them, honestly. So Tech Priestess, Wrath, Death Rider, Glutton, Heavens, Ivan. He goes well with Cannon. He goes well with Countdown. He pretty much goes well with most heroes, especially vehicle heroes. But most other solid heroes, honestly. He doesn't do great with shooters. You'll notice there's no shooter in here. It's basically all fighters and vehicle heroes. But that's more than okay. So we're going to go over his skill order now, and this one might get a little bit controversial, so I'll talk over it in pretty good detail. So his 6th ability, actually I recommend you unlock first. His 7th ability, I recommend you unlock third. And his 8th ability, I also recommend you unlock first. So I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It does depend on where you're going to place Kamikaze. So there's a lineup I'll actually show you. I was definitely messing around with all these lineups earlier, so yeah. This lineup right here, Tech Priestess, Kamikaze, Wrath is one of the better lineups actually going around right now. And you'll notice that you're flexing Kamikaze in the middle. You can also do this with some other heroes, but Tech Priestess is kind of the most common hero, where you'll see she goes in front and Kamikaze actually goes in the middle. So you can flex in the middle. You can do it with Glutton. You can do it with Cannon, with some of the fighter heroes, and it's actually really, really good. In these cases, you actually want to unlock his 8th ability first. Now the reason for that is the damage reduction is really good for himself, but he's also taking damage from the frontliners. So for example, from Tech Priestess, I'll show you again, he takes 30% damage for the other 2 friendly squads for 2 turns once this activates. So if you're going up against like a vehicle squad and you have Tech Priestess, Kamikaze, Wrath, you're going to want his 8th ability first to protect TP from getting dumpstered. If you're going up against shooters, you'd want his 6th ability, or if he's in the front row, you'll also want his 6th ability. So it really, really depends, and you kind of have to dig a little bit deeper into how you're going to be using Kamikaze. For the most part, people are probably going to be doing Kamikaze, Heaven's Redemption, Death Rider, or some sort of full vehicle lineup. Kamikaze, Wrath, Death Rider, some sort of vehicle lineup, like I said, maybe even Kamikaze and Ivan, still really good. Kamikaze, Ivan, Countdown, really good. Pretty much in all of those cases, you'll want his 6th ability. There's just a way that you can flex him into the middle row, and you'll want his 8th ability. Same thing if Glutton is in the front row, you might want to think about unlocking his 8th ability. So I know it's a little bit confusing. I'd probably say 85% of the time you want to unlock his 1st ability, but there are some instances where you'll unlock his 8th ability first. So that's all cool. Let's move on to the next hero. The next hero we have Countdown. Now, Countdown's a Season 3 hero, ranged vehicle hero. She's part of the 3 sisters, or the 3 ladies trio, dynamic trio. Here's her chart. So her chart's kind of opposite of Kamikaze's, actually. She's definitely not a tank. She has 0 support. She has a little bit of CC. The reason why I'm considering this CC, sorry, it's her 5th ability. She makes the enemy unable to recover units. I'm considering the CC probably from now on. I don't really know where it goes. I mean, it's not damage. It's not really support. So I'm not really sure where it goes. Maybe support actually, but I'm not sure. So in any case, I'm considering the CC for this instance. What this means is a hero like Tech Priestess who heals after, every type of damage. This is going to make them unable to heal. So it's actually a really good skill. But pretty much Countdown's all about her damage and the ability to make enemies unable to recover units. She's not very adaptable, and the reason for this is because she doesn't auto attack at all, which is kind of cool, but in the same way it's a little bit annoying. So generally you can't really pair her with somebody like Anna or Tracker or some of those types of heroes. So she's not terribly adaptable. She generally always goes in full vehicle lineups. Obviously the 3 sisters, like I had said, but here are some other heroes. She also goes with a fair amount of heroes. Vanguard, Heavens, DR, Farseer, Kamikaze, Caesar. The list goes on. I mean, she goes well with Ivan. She pretty much just goes well with all the vehicle heroes, honestly. And these are pretty much all the good vehicle heroes. Wrath, I didn't include Wrath, but like I said, there's more heroes. So let's go over her skill order. Her 6th ability, you're going to want to unlock 2nd. Her 7th ability, you're going to unlock 3rd. And her 8th ability, you are going to unlock 1st. So when you get your 1st copy, unlock the 8th ability. For sure, there's really no question. She generally always goes in the back line, unless you have somebody like Death Rider, and then she'll go in the middle. I'm gonna show you guys now briefly her some good lineups that you can use. I used to pretty much always use Countdown with Vanguard and Death Ride, or Death Rider. I don't know why I said Death Ride. Just like this in this formation. I have no idea where my Countdown is, but it'd be Vanguard, Countdown, Death Rider. It's a really, really good combo. It's one of the better combos with Countdown. So let's move on. Countdown's pretty cool. Let's move on to Inquisitor. Whoops, my bad. So Inquisitor's a Season 2 shooter hero, a ranged hero, but usually he goes in the middle. That's kind of interesting. Here's Inquisitor's chart. So it's actually kind of just like a square, which I thought was pretty interesting. Definitely not a tank. Doesn't really tank at all. Is okay support. The reason for that is his 5th ability, Born Evil, for the first 3 turns increases damage caused from shooters by 50%. So this can actually be really important, but for the most part, it's just not that great. His 6th ability, it's plus 15% damage, even though he doesn't do too much damage. And then his 8th ability also has some CC. So a lot of his kit is predicated on CC. His 2nd ability, he disarms for 2 turns. His 8th ability, he can suppress for 2 turns. That's really, really dependent on the lineups. So he's not very adaptable at all. And he does okay damage. It's nothing great. He's a Season 2 hero, so you shouldn't expect much in Season X. So here's kind of the main heroes that he goes with. yeah. Patriot, interestingly enough, is a decent hero with Inquisitor. The combo for that is kind of like it was actually just showing here. Let's find Inquisitor. So it's actually something like this. So you run full shooters and you run this combo, and it's really good for actually taking tiles if you don't have, you know, Ivan or Sven or those heroes, but you have these three. Whoops. Yeah, these three. Then it's actually a pretty good combo. But his main bread and butter is kind of with Inquisitor. And the reason for that is that burning that flammable status. So something like this is a pretty solid all-around combo. You can run like Deus Ex or whoever you want in the front row, Crochet, whatever. Also, some good combos with him is actually if you flex it like this. So one of the interesting combos that was being used a little bit before kind of Wrath came out was Tech Priestess, Inquisitor, Valkyrie. And I know it seems like an interesting combo or like a crappy combo, but it's actually pretty solid. The reason is they just, all three of them do in the first 3 turns, they do insane damage. And when they're added up, they actually end up just absolutely crushing face. But you can replace Tech Priestess with really anybody. I mean, Cannon, Patriot, Crochet, Anna. You can actually replace the front row with a lot of people and run these two in the middle and the back, and it's actually really good. Try it out. It's a pretty interesting combo. I mean, it's not like fantastic by any means at this point in time, but it's a pretty interesting combo. So let's talk about his skill order. His 6th ability, you'll unlock 2nd. His 7th ability, you'll unlock 3rd. And his 8th ability, you will unlock 1st. So if you get a 2nd copy of him, unlock his 8th ability, and this is basically always. This doesn't change, it's not variable. So these are pretty much the heroes. Now, should you spend your tokens to get them? In my opinion, Kamikaze is a great hero. He has fallen a little bit. He was like top 3 heroes in the game. Now he's fallen a little bit. Wrath is kind of just better than Kamikaze, but Kamikaze is still a fantastic hero. Probably top 5 somewhere. So definitely I would recommend getting Kamikaze if you can. I don't know if I would just buy a ton of tokens or tell you guys to buy a ton of tokens, but I would get them if you can. Countdown, at this point in time, you don't really need Countdown. I would probably just skip her. If you have a lot of tokens, she's actually pretty solid, and if you want to run 2 vehicle combos, which most people run, you'll probably want Countdown if you don't have like every other hero in the game, you know what I mean? The Vanguard Countdown Death Rider, or even TP Countdown Death Rider, works really, really well if you don't have Wrath or Heaven's Redemptions or anybody like that. Even Heaven Redemption Countdown Death Rider works pretty well. She is kind of interesting based on that unable to recover. You can use that to block, you know, TP cannon combos. So something like TP Cannon Siren. So she's actually decent. And if you don't have enough to run 2 vehicle combos, you want to use Countdown in your 2nd vehicle combo, go for it. If you have to run her in the 1st combo, I would probably say go for it. Now, you don't need her 7th ability at all. Plus 40% might is almost useless for her. It's in all the combos that she's in, it's all about skill damage. So the might is pretty useless on her. So you don't actually have to max her out. If you already have, you know, 1 through 6 and 8, I would definitely just skip, probably. If you have 1 through 5 and you want the 8th, again, for the 2nd combo, okay. But you can get Season 3 heroes with Doomsday coins, so I don't know. The Inquisitor, pretty flat out no. Like I said, there is an interesting combo, but only try it out if you already have him. There's really no reason to get Inquisitor at this point. He's just not anywhere near good enough. The only exception is for tiling. If you don't have anybody else, you can run Inquisitor. But, I mean, yeah, I would probably just save up your tokens, use it on like Sven or Ivan or Panther or somebody like that. Or just the Season X heroes. Most of you guys don't have too many tokens. And if you do, I mean, you're probably a big whale anyway. So that's about it for these guys. Kamikaze, like I said, pretty much TLDR, too long, didn't read. Kamikaze I would get with tokens. Countdown, maybe, depending on your situation. Inquisitor, no. All right, guys, that's about it. This token shop wasn't actually bad. We don't have the, we don't have any info from the devs on who's coming next. It honestly could be anybody. I have no idea. I haven't even seen predictions for it. Even if I do see predictions, it might not come true. So at this point, we're kind of in limbo, waiting for who's going to show up in February P2. Who knows? They said they're not going to recycle Season X heroes, but I'm assuming that only counts for Patriot and now Kamikaze. So I would assume we have 22 Season X heroes to go. So that's about it, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Please stay safe, stay healthy, have fun. Good luck. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.